Young people are crying out for help, and JAIA is responding.
JAIA just allows you to understand your thoughts.
Coming to JAIA gave me the ability to think critically about myself. JAIA, for me, gets more personal. But then everybody that I see here is like become another family.
JAIA is just like a helping hand. Whenever I go to a JAIA event, it's just very comforting. It feels like a very safe space.
I want you to stand in ownership about your own truth.
Just as I Am Youth Empowerment builds confidence and character.
I wasn't very honest with some of the things that I was doing in my life. Speaking up and having a voice is something that I try to practice because of JAIA.
JAIA provides young people with tools to unlock their own potential in spite of their circumstances.
I need to know that I am enough just the way I am, that I am worthy of my experience. It's one thing to say it, but to say it and believe it is just like, it's just mind-blowing. To actually feel that you are worthy and that you are enough the way you are and that you are beautiful, you know? It encourages you to just be who you are.
The transformation is not one-sided.
So we want these kids, not to get stuck. It takes skill to do that.
I matter. I matter.
I'm Sally Hipsher, and I am Vice President of the JAIA Board, and I'm a consultant with JAIA's Youth Council.
I am powerful. I am good enough. I am good enough.
If we're pushing these young people past their comfort levels, you know what? We have to show up in this as well, and that we have to model that behavior.
We have a community of people who are healing and growing together.
Just as I am.
Being able to understand that
I am worthy.
things happen and that as long as you stay true to who you are, you can always move forward.
We give them the space and we give them the encouragement to share their stories, to share their pains, to share their hurt.
And JAIA creates a neutral base for you to speak about whatever and however you want to speak about it. So you're not pressured, by parents or by officials, by staff, and not even by your peers, because your peers are just as vulnerable in JAIA, And that vulnerability is, where the strength comes from.
In the inner city, you find a lot of young people who have had more trauma in their lives early on.
Young women experience depression at least 2 times the rate of young men during adolescence.
I have very low self-esteem, but being in JAIA, it made me realize I'm a pretty great person and I deserve better and I deserve the best.
Emotional trouble could also lead to aggressive and risky behavior.
We have young people who come through who had to sell drugs on the street or sell their bodies on the street, but still want a connection to a place that they believe is a safe haven for them.
I'm in a very awkward stage of life. This is where you get your first job, you're in school, you're dealing with relationships, all at once, just cluttered. And you don't really know how to balance it.
JAIA is a place where we can come and have those real conversations about what's really going on. There's real talk around family violence. There's real talk around sexual abuse from family members. There's real talk about dating abuse and being raped when you first start dating. We ask young people to try to come out from behind the shame of some of the situations that they're living with.
You don't have to deal with all the sadness alone.
JAIA allows young people to express their emotions in a safe and confidential setting, which supports the healing process.
I didn't know that you could feel that. It's just something that encouraged me, do what you have to do.
JAIA provides a strong support system, which is key to breaking cycles of abuse, poverty, and crime.
I learned to care and take time.
It's good to think deep because it's like getting in touch with yourself, your inner soul.
A big part of self-worth is recognizing other people's self-worth.
JAIA gives these young people the vision to see beyond their circumstances, which can change the trajectory of their lives.
One day, hopefully just be completely happy with no residual negativity or anything like that. So my goal is to be happy.
JAIA needs you to invest in us. Your donations will help us to continue to provide workshops, events, trainings, and retreats to develop the next generation of community leaders.
I'm smart enough to achieve my dream just as I am. Just as I am. Just as I am. Just as I am.